Hi, and welcome to the EcoTools workshop. Today I'm going to take you through our newest member of the family, our DCS-2500T top handle chainsaw. The DCS-2500T is the newest member to our family and is developed together with our EAG, or European Advisory Group, a team of professional users who helped us developing this nice new tool. In this model we have two configurations, one with the solid hard nose bar and with the A4S or the quarter pitch 1.1mm gauge chain, and we have the 3/8 version 1.1 with sprocket nose bar. We see that this one is the best configuration for arborists. It gives smoother cutting with the quarter pitch chain, gives more comfort during cutting, but also when you need to enter between a fork to reduce one or the other, you can easily enter with the narrow point tip of the bar between that fork. Further, the machine has the configuration or is certified as an IPX4. That means that it's resistant against rain. So when it starts rain, you can continue working. When the battery is in, the whole machine is certified as IPX4. With also mentioned and states on the decals on the machine itself. If we look any further, there is when you plug in the battery, there is still an on-off switch, so that avoids that you can trigger or start the machine when the battery is on. You always have to activate the machine. When the chain brake is off, you see a continuous green light. When the chain brake is on, it will blink. When it's blinking, it shuts down after approximately 5 minutes. When the chain brake is disengaged, it will switch off automatically after 1 minute 30 seconds. Also, when you work with the product, there is the thumb rest, so you can have a comfortable position with your thumb without switching off the machine. So we put the on-off button off center, so you cannot push by accident the on-off button on it. If we go further on the side, we have the drop preventional nuts. So just like all other professional chainsaws, we have a 30mm captive nut, which will always sticks together with the chain cover. So you can never lose your nut or one of the nuts in the forest when you do maintenance or when you're working with the product, together with the lateral chain tensioner. Also on the bottom side, just like all others, we have the rolling chain catcher, what prevents when the chain runs off that you need to replace immediately the chain catcher. If you look on top of the machine, you see here oil adjuster. So just like our CS-2511, what is the petrol equivalent of this machine, we can adjust the oil flow just by adjusting the screw clockwise to decrease the amount of oil, counterclockwise to increase the amount of oil. If we look any further, we have the double hinged chain brake. So we have the 1P battery, what is 50 volts and 2 amp hour. As a combination, this is the equivalent of our CS-2511 TES version, what is approximately 1.1 kilowatt. So also this one gives about the same output at the chain. If we remove the battery, you can see on the bottom there is still an air filter inside. That air filter is installed to avoid that debris goes inside the unit. So when we clean the air filter and we put it back in, make sure that it clicks, all the air that the engine or the motor is generating on the inside, the flow, will come in from the side, will go over the filter system, and if there is any debris coming in, it will be going out from this side. Also here, just like a lot of other chainsaws and also the rear handle version, we have the flip up cap that makes it easy to open without any tools. To fill, we have a see-through oil tank, so you can always see the oil level. Plus, we have made a new design, and that's the plastic edge here around, where we don't use any automatic filler, like this one. It will stop automatically, and you're still using a regular bottle, and you overfill by accident, the oil will be guided away from the machine. So this edge will prevent that oil will flow inside the unit and will cause oxidation or damage on the inside components. So also on top of the handle, we have made some additional grip that gives you optimal comfort while working in foggy or wet conditions, so your hands and your gloves don't slip while holding the machines. Also here, just like all other top handles, professional top handles we have the diagonal left-hand handle, what gives you optimal control. So this machine, just like all other top handles, is developed in function of the ISO standard 11681-2. That means that you need to use the top handle chainsaw by two hands, and by creating a diagonal handle, it will give you more comfort and control while working in various positions, and gives less stress in your wrist when you work with a diagonal handle instead of a straight one. Also new to this product is that we developed the withdraw hook, and the withdraw is the flip up cap we have here on the back side. On the other side, on the left hand handle, we have another hook that's to fix your lanyard. So this one is coming through. Like this. So it will avoid this design that the lanyard slides up or down. This you attach to your climbing belt, but here on the other side we have the withdraw hook that you can attach very easily to your harness, but also flip it out by one hand. So this lanyard you attach to your climbing belt, and on the other side, and let's put the battery inside also to find the machine in its optimal balance. You can attach this one by one hand to your climbing belt, but also to remove it, so you don't need to make your body stress too much when opening the work hook. So we can fit it, you can put it out. Our arborists call it the magic hook, we call it the withdraw hook. This easy system will fit most of the work hooks available on the market. We tested it on Rocket Exotica, on DMM, the Petzl hooks. So almost all arborists have different tastes, different work hooks. And as our EAG members confirmed, this is working on the majority available on the market. So going back to the technical details of the machine. So the unit only runs on the 1P battery, what gives a runtime of approximately 20 to 22 minutes. Fully or run full throttle. What we have as a feedback from various arborists, when you use this for pruning with the battery, with two batteries in pruning, you can work almost one day, because you don't cut 20 or 22 minutes effective time all the time in a row. So we get very positive feedback. So only the 1P battery, it doesn't match the backpack battery, because the device will recognize the higher current and it will activate but not work. So only the 1P together with this machine, also to have the optimal balance of the machine, because if we pull the battery away, it will tip to the front. Now, to stay safe, I remove the battery and I open up this cover. So it's with the drop prevention nuts, the lateral chain tensioner. Still here we use the C-clip system. So if you want to replace the clutch drum, you just clip it out, take away the bar and chain, of course, clip away the C-clip, and you can remove the whole clutch drum to replace it if needed. So with the tool that's delivered, you can do quite a lot of maintenance. Also the adjustment of the oil flow we can do on top. And still we use a mechanical and an electric brake. So the mechanical brake band is exactly the same as on the petrol versions. Plus there is a micro switch that will detect when the machine is activated by the chain brake, and it will start to blink. When you pull it off, it will stop. What is more, rolling chain catcher, just like all others. Also here we have made the space as narrow as possible, so there is not one rope that can be hooked up by the machine, and when you start working you cut in your own rope. No, the space is narrow, so not one rope can fit the space that's in between, so to work safely when you're up in the trees. If you look here, diagonal handle, underneath there is the DC motor that creates flow, so it will take air in from the side over the filter, and all the debris that's inside through other ways will come out from the bottom side. So we create some kind of G-force just like the petrol ones, but it's to keep the dirt and the debris out of the system. So it's a brushless DC motor, outer rotor, which increase significantly the torque of the machine. So you can compare it 1-to-1 to our petrol equivalent, the DCS-2500. You will hardly notice any difference between those two. Not in weight, not in performance. So when you work with the hard nose bars, don't forget, and that's for all chainsaws, lift the bar a little bit when you're tensioning, but leave a little bit of slack on the chain. It's to avoid that the chain gets stuck while working with the product. So the drive links just inside the groove of the bar, tension it, make sure that it runs smooth, and this is the correct chain tension for the hard nose bar. While for the sprocket nose, you just apply the same tension as you do on your other machines. The weight of this machine, including bar, chain, battery and oil, is around 3.1 kilo. So what is the equivalent of our petrol version, the CS-2500T ES, what is around 3 kilo. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please go and check out your local dealer to ask for a demonstration. The first units will arrive soon by boat in Europe, because the machine is assembled and designed in Japan. So enjoy and keep it safe.